dang. It's the next morning, 48 degrees. That's about 10 degrees cooler than what it was supposed to be. I don't even want to get out of the sleeping bag. Started in the blanket, but I had to move to the sleeping bag that's rated for 10 degrees. Man, at least I slept comfortable. Alright, get out of this sleeping bag and cook some breakfast. Go for a jog, and then when that sun gets up high enough, I'll break camp and go do another dive. See if I can find something good. Alright, finished my jog. Now it's time for some breakfast. Okay, before I went on this trip, I fixed me what I call an egg scramble. Wild hog sausage, eggs, serrano peppers, broccoli, all that good stuff. It's already cooked. All I have to do is throw it on the stove and heat it up. Alright, got the fire going. This won't take nearly as long as that chicken breast did to heat up. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I got a little bacon in there too. Ooh, it's going to taste good on this chilly morning. That was some good stuff. Alright, my campsite is all broke down. Everything is loaded. Probably going to go hike down to the falls one more time, and then I'm going to head to the river and do a little searching. Alright, back at the river. I'm going to do something a little different this time. First, I'm going to start in the shallows with my metal detector and just walk it. I'm going to leave my scuba gear on the bank. And then once I'm done doing that, then I'm going to get the scuba gear on and go below the dam and see what's down there as far as fish and doing some metal detecting. And then I'll use the rest of the air back up here in the swimming hole and see what I can find. Alright, got my gear down here, sitting in the shade. I'm going to go hit these shallows real quick. Right over here is a water park, and a lot of people get out there on the weekends when it's open. It's kind of getting off season, so they won't be opening up when it starts getting cool, but there ought to be some stuff over there, hopefully. Well, there's a solid target. I'll know pretty quick if this area has been searched. All right, I'll see if I can pull that up. So it begins. Yeah, this is looking good. I'm finding a lot of pull tabs, but that means that somebody has not searched this area at all. So that's a good thing. A lot of trash, but there should be some other stuff. There are literally pull tabs every foot around here, so I'm gonna have to play a numbers game. I'm going to go up there where everybody enters the water, at least the vast majority of people enter the water at. If I'm going to metal detect an area that's just full of pull tabs, I might as well do it where the vast majority of the people enter the water and hang out. So I'm going to get over here in the main entrance to the beach and work my way around. I was hoping to be able to start at one end and go to the other, but there's just too many targets, and I'm wanting to do scuba diving today. So anyways, I'm going to start right in this area over here. Looks like the vast majority of the people enter right in here. So that's where I want to start my search at. Alright, so I'm going to start in what I call the mom zone, which is about knee to thigh deep. This is where the vast majority of them sit down with their kids and let their fingers soak while they're wearing all kinds of jewelry. Well, it's certainly better than pull tabs. Still finding those, but at least I'm finding other stuff. Yeah. My nub detector is giving off a weird signal in these quarters. I wish it was a little bit brighter, cleaner signal, but it's kind of a dull signal. But when I get that dull signal, I'm pretty sure it's a coin. Well, nickels give off a high tone, high bright tone. I really thought that was a pull tab. There's a penny. I guess it's just the quarters are going to send off a kind of a low tone, low dull tone. No, that's a nickel. Okay, this area's obviously been hit pretty hard. Targets are few and far between, but I think I finally found some. Well, it's a piece of jewelry. Okay, I'm getting nearly 0 targets down here, so I am going to turn around and probably put on my scuba gear. Yeah, put on my scuba gear and go down below the dam, see what I can find. All right, down below the dam. Now I just got to get my fins on, ease out there into that water. Well, it's neat looking at the fish down there, but didn't find much except that one junk jewelry earring. I'm gonna get back out here in the swimming hole and see what I can find and use the rest of my air before I head back home. Set up again, ready to search again. I think I'm going to call it quits. I found another small piece of jewelry, but that's about it. I want to call it good at this site until next year. I'm getting a little chilled, so it's time to come out of the water anyhow. Before I head out, let's go over the finds real quick. Pretty much went over the same area that I'd gone before, except down below the dam. A bunch more pull tabs. Of course, you know, got to dig it, because you never know when one might be a piece of jewelry. 3 sunglasses, looking pretty crusty. A key, part of an earring, I think. Another religious medallion, pendant. Folks must be awful religious around here. That's the second one I found on this trip. Just cheap earring, bracelet, Johann. At least I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. I think there's some stamps on it, but I can't really tell what they say. I'll have to zoom in on them later. A few more coins, pennies, nickels, a couple of quarters. So I'm going to call it good at this swimming hole, at least until next year. I'll let a couple of holidays go by in the summertime, and then I'll go hit it again. Oh goodness, I've been procrastinating on this wrap-up video. So let's get this started. Okay, we're going to start with the junk. As always, lots of bottle caps and pull tabs. Wound up with a key, house key of some sort, and the remnants of an earring. So anyways, here's ball caps. I don't normally collect ball caps. It's not really my thing. Most of them wind up in the trash. But these look like they were very recent finds. And I find it hard to throw away anything that has American flag on it. Just call me a hoarder. But anyways, a couple of baseball caps that were recently dropped in the water. A dive mask made by Speedo, or I'm sure branded by Speedo. I'm sure it was probably some cheap company that makes it. And another Speedo brand snorkel mask, dive mask, whatever you want to call it. The rubber is feels like it's pretty good quality rubber there, so it's actually may not be too bad. But anyways, neither of these masks had any kind of algae growing on them. They had snails all over them. So I'd be willing to bet mom and dad bought these at the same time for their kids, and both their kids lost them jumping off of the bluff. Okay, and that brings us to the sunglasses. Looks like they were all cheapies in here. I think there might be a Foster Grant in here, but that's not a real expensive pair of sunglasses anyways, but decent looking. Some of them obviously recent drops, not a scratch on them. They look really good. Goggles. Normally find at least one pair of goggles. These are also recent drops. So we got a total of 4 sunglasses and 1 pair of goggles. Then that brings us to the coins. Several quarters, nickels, and all pennies over here. I don't believe I found a dime in the bunch this go around. The oldest nickel, which I believe is this one, is 1964. It's unusual to find any really old coins in this creek because of the gravel bar moves around, and when that gravel moves around, it's like a grinder, and it will literally tear coins to pieces and everything else that gets in its way. Alright, and it looks like we have a grand total of $2.31 on the coins. Now let's move on to the jewelry. Alright, so we have a little letter bracelet that was a surface find. Hoop earring, no markings on it that I could find at all, so it's just costume jewelry. Little cordage bracelet here with a little heart with some stones in it. I'm sure those are all just glass stones, nothing fancy there. I did find sterling silver. I had thought that I didn't find anything that had sterling silver or gold. So this one at least is marked 925. Sterling silver. Moving on over, we've got a religious pendant. Kind of weighty. My favorite religious pendant is this rosary right here. I really like this. I spotted this on the surface of the rocks before I even got the metal detector to it. And but it is it's actually really pretty. So that wraps up the finds right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and it won't be long and I'll be off in the river again searching for some more stuff. So follow along and I'll see you guys later.